already handed out reflectors with the ICBC and the RCMP and the firefighters this morning. So
Fun.
Good.
oh, yeah.
Cool.
Good.
Very cool.
Well, good morning, everyone. I think we can get started. I'd like to make an acknowledgement first that the Richmond Board of Education acknowledges and thanks the First Peoples of the Hunkaminam language group on whose traditional and unceded territories we teach, learn, and live. And just to add that I'm so very fortunate to call Richmond my home for over 40 years. And it's where we raised our family together, and now I have 2 grandbabies too. So it's a wonderful city, and I'm very thankful that I live here. And yeah, so if you have acknowledgements, you can say them to yourself or you can put them in the chat. Nice to have everyone here. There is an agenda before you. I'll be looking for a mover unless there's any additions, omissions.
I'll just add one thing at the end under new business, if you like, about our bike program.
Good, thank you.
Thanks.
Okay, moved by Councillor Liu, seconded by Trustee Sargent. All those in favor, opposed, carried. There are minutes from our last meeting here that was held on September 10th and it needs approval.
So moved.
Thank you. Moved by Councillor Liu, seconded by Trustee Sargent. All those in favor, opposed, carried. And we'll move right into our standing items. And let's go right over to our Traffic Safety Advisory Committee. And I'll pass it over to you.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Good morning, everyone. It's great to be here. My name is Sonali, and I'm the Manager of Transportation Planning at the city. And I'm pleased to provide an overview of the last Traffic Safety Advisory Committee meeting minutes that are also attached to your agenda package. As you can imagine, as an overview, September was a busy month with back to school and traffic safety education and enforcement campaigns were paramount and ongoing. Some of these included ICBC launching its fall distracted driving campaign in September to raise awareness and educate drivers about distracted driving, as it does still remain as a leading cause of crashes in BC. So there was a strong focus on enforcement and education around that. Richmond enforcement ramped up as well with the RCMP increasing September enforcement, targeting speeding around schools, and community policing volunteers also supporting in cell watch deployments, which essentially reminds drivers to leave their phones and not be distracted or on them while their car is moving, and to park and follow the laws accordingly. Additional school zone outreach included the Think of Me campaign. This is a joint effort and outreach by ICBC, the Richmond RCMP, our city bylaws, and that occurs during the back to school period. And this year it occurred at Hamilton, Blundell, Thomson, and Lord Byng elementary schools. And the Think of Me campaign is those messages that are created by students and then handed out and distributed to more motorists with messages that the students want to remind drivers to enact when they're in school zones, and focusing on slowing down and focusing on the road. So those are some of the highlights from the last TSAC meeting, and we have another meeting coming up at the end of this month. So I'll have more to update the board on after that meeting. And I also wanted to just talk about a colorful image that you may have seen on the minutes or the agenda package for today. And this is a postcard that is currently being developed to promote awareness and support safe travel on the city roads around school zones. So this is the result of a collaborative and coordinated approach with the Traffic Safety Advisory Committee to help the city provide education and promote school zone traffic safety focused on the roads around the schools and that provide access routes, and then again within the school zones themselves. And the content for the postcard is being prepared with input from the RCMP, our community bylaws folks, ICBC, Vancouver Coastal Health, as well as the school district representatives on the Traffic Safety Advisory Committee. The postcard outlines key messages regarding school zone safety on public roads, information about the city's traffic calming initiatives, and descriptions of what those devices are and that the city uses and their intended purposes and appearances, all to slow traffic down on the roadways that front our schools. And the postcard also includes links to additional resources on public transit, cycling information. And on one side, it provides safety tips and clarifies the meaning of common road signage that you see in and around school zones. It's currently with you for information and any feedback. We already received some feedback on the version that's attached to the agenda package today from Cindy and from Crystal, and we've incorporated those suggestions and created an updated version. And ultimately, it will be on the city's website. And similar to how we hand out our cycling maps when we go and do neighborhood traffic calming outreach and consultation, we'll have these with us to distribute into the community. And Joel, who is the representative for the school district on the Traffic Safety Advisory Committee, also has a digital copy if anybody wants to use it. So appreciate your thoughts and feedback. You can email me directly on this, and we'll continue to engage with Joel and the Richmond PAC at the Traffic Safety Advisory Committee. And that concludes my update for today's meeting. Happy to answer any questions.
Wow, we're extremely thankful to you and the team for working so hard for traffic safety in and around our schools. We really appreciate that. The postcard I haven't seen before, so that's nice. And our staff is already giving you feedback.
Yes.
So that's helpful. I just have two questions. Will they be translated? And maybe that's the first question. Will they be translated?
Madam Chair, we'll look into that. We're working with our communications folks and our current city policies around that. So I don't have an answer for you today. We can take that feedback and look into it.
I think it would be really helpful for our community. And then the other question I have, how do you see, and maybe our staff can answer too, us rolling this out? Or, if we put it on the website, that's one thing, but a lot of people don't visit the website. Did you have a vision for how we could maybe roll it out or pass it out?
Absolutely. We talked to Joel and other representatives from the school district, and some of the thoughts that we heard is that with the digital file, it has various different ways that the information could be used as an education tool, on monitors as part of education at assemblies, or printed and handed out, with the students or for parents as well. So we're still working with the TSAC committee on a myriad of approaches to get the information out there to the community. So open to suggestions. And I think with the digital version and the hard copy postcards, there's a variety of different ways that we can get the information into the hands where the communications can be utilized and understood. So that was the initial thoughts that the committee had. But certainly there may be much more options out there, and social media is always an option as well that we use a lot of as a communication strategy.
Thank you. I think we should and could definitely help. I'm thinking about the principals and making sure they all have copies and they can go in the newsletter and on the WAG, as we call it, the weeklies. I wonder, Chris, if you have any other ideas. Chris, you see?
Yes, thank you, Madam Chair. Certainly, the team is here today, and I'm sure that we'll follow up with, we'll work appropriately with our communications department as well So thank you very much, Sonali. And I'm sure that we have a shared goal of making sure that we get out that communication. Because obviously, it's beneficial to all. So thank you so much.
Absolutely.
Thank you. Any other questions or comments? Again, we really appreciate you really taking this on alongside us. It's all of our job to make sure that our students are so safe, but we appreciate your leadership. Thank
Thank
you.
you so much. My pleasure.
Moving on then to the joint Richmond School District and City of Richmond Program Committee, an update from both sides. Who would like, I'll pass it over to staff.
Yeah, certainly. Thank you, Madam Chair, and good morning, everyone. So the program committee met on October 15th. The minutes from that meeting are in production and still forthcoming. They'll be included in the next agenda package. But I'll give a quick summary of some of the highlights from that. There were several updates and discussions that took place on various programs and initiatives to support Richmond's children and youth. A few of those highlights include some school program opportunities at the Richmond Nature Park this fall. The rollout of this year's grade 5 active pass to schools and grade 5 students. Some preliminary discussions about the Kaiwo Maru and FIFA 2026 events and opportunities for Richmond students to participate in those events. And as well, there was an update on and discussion about the community schools program and efforts to expand that program to new schools this year, which has really evolved from discussions between the school district and city staff starting at the program committee. And now we're seeing additional partnerships with community center associations, including the Canby Community Center, the City Center Community Center. And so there are additional schools are starting to have programs to support that community schools program. So really great to see that collaboration occurring. The next meeting for the program committee is scheduled for January 14th in the new year. And we'll be booking our future dates for meetings after that. I'm happy to answer any questions, but perhaps before I do, Rav, anything else to add to the discussion?
No, that's a great summary, Keith. Just really appreciate the ongoing partnerships and collaboration. And I know on the school district side, we appreciate just the timely communication from city staff around all these different opportunities that are available to students, staff, and the parent community. And you know, anytime we get something from the city, it's published internally for our staff, and a lot of it makes its way in that communication home as well. So just appreciate that ongoing collaboration, communication with the city.
Thank you. I did have a question around and I don't know if you have the info now, but the Stevenson Community Center and Library, obviously it's closing. The connection with the schools and the library, do you see, has that communication been flowing, or what's happening with that?
Yeah, I can answer that, I think. So yes, there's been much communication between the city and schools as a part of the closure of the existing community center. Much of the programs and services that are offered by the community center are moving to facilities in the neighboring area. So that includes you know, the martial arts building and the Japanese Canadian Cultural Center, but it also includes moving programs into the surrounding school spaces. And so we've been working quite closely with the school district to be able to do that. And I'm happy to say we've been able to maintain the vast majority of our programs despite the closure. And you know, of course, we'll be looking forward to when the new school, the new center is open, so we can expand into the future.
Anything, Rab, from your side, or?
No, not this time, Madam Chair, no.
Okay. Well, thank you very much for working hard, because it is a busy little community center that serves a lot of our students. So
Certainly is.
yes, thank you. Any other comments, questions? Seeing none, we'll move on to future agenda items. And I would suggest, Keith, you had, and it was on our last agenda as well, the visit of the tall ships and the, perhaps we can add that for any further updates and.
Certainly.
Okay, so we'll make note of that. I believe you will, the city will be chairing, so moving forward. Thank you. Any other agenda potential items? Okay, seeing none. The new business, we have an update on the bike program. And Councillor Liu, did you want to take this
Yep.
one?
Yeah, I just wanted to mention really quickly, we did a pilot program to prevent bikes from ending up in, I guess, recycling. So anywhere from up to 15 bikes a day are dropped off at our recycle center. And we were hoping to see how many we could actually be fixed up and provided to people. It turns out we can only save about 160 a year, and about a quarter of those end up going to the school board and the school district. So some of the high schools take them. They have teachers that help fix them up and then get them in the hands of kids. And some of them they also just chop up and make into other projects. What the city's done is we're paying $10,000 for the program to save those bikes, keep them out of, get them back into the hands of people, fix them up. Like I said, a quarter of those end up with the school board. We also doubled that budget so that we could include a helmet and a lock with each one of those. So all the ones that go to the school board will get a helmet and lock, as will all the ones that go to the community organizations, the not-for-profits that are also distributing the bicycles, so that we don't end up with someone receiving a bicycle and then having to figure out how they're going to get that bicycle home and then get a lock and a helmet. So I think this helps just connect the dots for everybody.
Right, and then obviously a reflection probably at the end of the year. How did it go and what changes could be made? Chris, did you want to say anything from the school district side?
Well, thank you very much, and Councillor Liu, appreciate certainly. Anything that we can do to certainly be environmentally sustainable is always a good thing. And here's a wonderful pilot that the city has put in place. I know we've had conversations internally, staff that is, and one of the things that we talked about was making sure that we certainly, as part of our due diligence, make sure that we set this up for make this a successful collaboration. And of course, part of that requires us to ensure that our student insurance, just from the point of safety and risk mitigation, we have a policy, insurance policy with our student for, and matters requiring students, obviously, as part of this particular piece. So I wonder. I know that Assistant Superintendent Birmingham and our Secretary Treasurer have had conversations around this as well. So I wonder, Cindy, if do you wish to comment in terms of our due diligence part of this?
No, thank you, Superintendent UC. I think you covered it all. I don't have anything to add.
Okay, so a work in progress. Of course, everything that seems easy always has lots of things that you have to think about. So appreciate the pilot and learning along the way.
No, the pilot's been done.
Okay.
We spent $100,000 on the pilot and only saved like 100 bikes. So it worked out to like $1,200 a bike. It was ridiculous. So
okay,
what we're doing is we've determined that of the bikes that can be sold, it's a small number, and we can just put the money in, get those fixed up really easily at about $60 a bike. And then for an additional $60, we can include a helmet and a lock, so that somebody's not getting half of a transportation modality.
Okay, yeah. Okay, that's helpful. Thank you very much. Next item is the proposed 2026 meeting dates. And again, we alternate. I believe it's the city's responsibility to chair next year. And we just put some dates together because all of our calendars are full. Those are only proposed, Councillor Liu. So have a check with your staff and with your colleague and see if those dates work. But right now we're going to go on those unless we hear from you that they don't.
Thanks. They're probably mostly good. April 29th, I think the Kaiwa Maru is coming like that day or the day after. So
okay,
we might be on the boat helping move it on that last. So we'll keep you posted on that one.
Okay, that's
Thanks.
helpful.
And once we find out from them what exactly is happening.
Okay, perfect. Thank you. Our next meeting is January 28th. It says tentative date, but unless Councillor Liu, there's an issue, I think we should go with that at 9 a.m.
Yep, I'm
Thumbs up.
in. I'm in.
Okay. And you'll be hosting, and just need a motion for adjournment.
Move adjournment.
Thank you. Moved by Councillor Liu, seconded by Trustee Sargent. All those in favor? Opposed? Carried. Well, thanks very much, everyone, for everything you do every day for our young people. Makes a huge difference in their lives. And we're going to be moving into close now. So whatever that means for you all, thank you very much.